Hey guys, welcome back. If you remember from our last video we put up, I think we drug home what is probably the saddest little Allis-Chalmers B that I've seen in quite a while. This poor little tractor is, well, if you guys remember watching the last video when we drug it off the trailer, it fought us going on the trailer. We didn't film that, but it fought us going on the trailer and it fought us coming off the trailer. And I'm afraid it's going to fight us every step of the way. But we're going to get in here right quick and I'm going to pull the hood off and pull the head. We're going to go ahead and start stripping this thing down, and against my better judgment, I think we're going to try to bring her back to life. It's going to be a project, but we'll see if we can bring it back. I haven't personally brought one back from the dead that was this far gone, but I know a lot of people that have. I know a lot of people here on YouTube that have, and have done really well with it. So let's jump in and see how bad this poor thing actually is. In the last video, we just walked around it, and I kind of told the story of how we got it. But this is where we're actually going to jump in and find out exactly what the hell we bought. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to start by pulling the hood off. Surprisingly, this bolt right here is starting to spin out fairly easily. Screw on the backside back here may be another story. I don't know if it's going to come out that easy or not. Nope. Oh boy. Okay, this side's coming loose. Sort of. Let those soak for a minute. We'll go ahead and get the other one out of the front. Pretty sure it'll come out. Let's see if we can get one of these screws out without having to cut them. I may have to get the grinder and the set-off wheel out and just cut them off. I don't know. They're gonna be too far gone to try to save anyway, I'm sure. I just noticed this has got a Minneapolis Moline oil pressure gauge on it. Huh, interesting. Which the guy did have a couple of mini tractors out there too. So. I wasn't able to get them out yet, but I got them loose enough that I could move that strap back that holds the hood on. Slide the hood forward and get it off. This old hood, pretty well beat up. And I think a little bit of body work on it, I think we can save it. It's not too far rusted out in places. That's just for the heck of it. Let's pull that valve cover off, and I'm just curious what the valve train looks like in there. And the radiator, surprisingly, looks like it's in pretty good shape. This is another thing that kind of points to being an earlier engine. The later ones, from what I've seen, had 4 nuts that went across them, holding the valve cover on instead of just 2. All right. Y'all ready for this? Because I'm not. Couldn't even get it to come off there. He's stuck. Ooh. She's been on there a few years. Well, that popped off now. I couldn't get that to come off earlier. And the wall is hanging up now. Hung up on part of that exhaust. Get y'all in here so you can see what we're. Get the fuel line loose. I'm just going to take the carburetor off with the manifold. See how many more manifold bolts we can break. Yep. So pretty sure that one's going to be. It's all right. We can get them out later. And that one broke. And I think that one's going to unscrew. Not expecting that manifold to come off that easy. Or to come loose that easy, I should say. Not off yet, but oh boy. Oh boy. Forgot about the throttle linkage. Oh wow. That's pretty nasty. One thing I did always find interesting about these old Allises, they put all your data right there on the plate on that manifold. So I always thought that was kind of cool. All right, I don't even want to see this. Holy moly. Okay. That is A heck of a lot cleaner than what I was expecting it to be. That might be a little sign of hope, guys. Now you can get a better look at that spot that was fixed in that block. They welded it, I thought it was just straight across. They welded it up around this drain. I was messing with the throttle earlier, and I thought it was the governor that was froze up, but it was the carburetor froze up. The governor's free. Okay, pull the plugs. Let's see what happens. Take the oil filter off, they'll pull number 4 plug out. Ooh. Center, or the outer electrode on the number 1 plug is completely gone. It is rusted completely off of there. There's number 2. There's number 3. It's packed full of rust inside, but at least the electrode's still there. One thing about these Allis oil filters, if you ever change oil in one of them, when you pull that filter out, you got to make sure that tube doesn't come out with the filter and that it stays in there. Because if you miss that, you won't have any oil pressure. And there's number 4. That bolt came out fairly easily. And so did that one. Water outlet came off. When I take something apart like this, I'll bag all the hardware and write on it what it came out of. Bit of play in some of those, but not just terrible. Push rods have got a little rust on them, but I don't see any of them bent or anything. Oh, I was wrong. We do have a bent one. Hopefully I've got enough oomph to break these loose with this little ratchet. Ooh. And hopefully we don't twist any of them off. I'm going to pull all the bolts out, and I will bring you guys back when we're ready to pick the head up off of it. That was the last head bolt. It's time for the big reveal. Let's just see how bad a shape this old girl's really in. All right. Head is loose. Let's see if I'm stout enough to pick it up off of there. And I did disconnect the oil line from down below. I couldn't get it to come loose off the top. Oh boy. Yep, just as I expected. Number 4 and number 1 are full of dirt and rust. And number 2 has some water on it. And number 3 has got just a bunch of gritty sludge and sand on top of it. That's kind of what I expected. And the bottom side of the head really doesn't look any better. We do have a stuck open valve here, and the rest of them look like they're all, you know, those two are, that one might be open a little. The rest of them are all stuck in the closed position. Okay guys, off camera, we took the grill off, mainly because I forgot to turn the camera on. So now we're gonna work at getting the radiator off. And that might be easier said than done. That nut is wanting to just spin up in there. Let's try this side. And it's doing the same thing now. Nice. Hold my tension on that. That way or not? Maybe. Seems to be working anyway. Try to be as careful as I can, because this radiator may be one of the only pieces on this tractor that's not just gone. So try to be careful and not damage it, because I also, you guys remember from back here just a few seconds ago in this video, when we pulled the head off, about how rough the cylinders were. Well, I took a shop vac, vacuumed them out, and it's even worse than we thought originally. So I'll show you all a close-up of that here in a second. Come on, baby, don't spin. Come on, don't do this. Do not spin in there. All else fails, just cut the bolt. Now we've got that off. I'll take y'all over here and show you the inside of these cylinders. There's number 4, pretty corroded, but the liner is still intact. We'll skip over here to number 2, and it's pretty corroded and has a crack in the liner. You can see it right there. Now we'll bounce back to number 3. This thing had to have gotten rainwater in it at some point in time, filled these cylinders up, and then froze. And I just noticed tonight that number 1 is the same way. And I say tonight because we filmed most of this the other day and then finishing it up tonight. But so, as you guys can see, this little tractor is a lot rougher than I originally anticipated. I knew it was rough, but I did not think it was going to be that rough. So I think this will be the end of this episode. And the next one, we'll get some stands under it and under the torque tube, and we'll pull this front axle off. And I was going to pull the pan off of it right here. I think we're just going to pull the axle out from under it and go ahead and pull the engine off, get it up on a stand where I can roll it over upside down and take the pan off, and we'll see see what it looks like in there, see if the bottom end looks as bad as the top end does. So I think I'm gonna call it quits for tonight on this, and hopefully maybe this weekend. I don't know if we'll work on it any tomorrow or not. Of course, Thursday being Thanksgiving, won't be out here then. But maybe this weekend I can get out here and we can get it split in half and get the engine up on a stand. And I'd like to go ahead and get the torque tube off of it, get the transmission and the final drives all separated, where I can set them back in the corner of the shop, because this goofy thing's kind of right in the way. It didn't want to cooperate and move where I wanted it to move. So it's kind of sitting right in the way in the shop right now. But we're going to get in here, and in the next episode, like I said, we'll pull that engine off and we'll see how bad it is. So if y'all want to see how bad the bottom end is, stay tuned for the next one. So if you're not subscribed already and you want to see us attempt to bring this old girl back to life, go ahead and hit the subscribe button too. I want to thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.